is a demon-choked kingdom shrouded in the plague mists, and it lies somewhere between the deepest blunderbeast pit in the ghoul-haunted woodland of Weir and the tallest of the Yargalik spires in the scintillating plateaus of Ulge. It is a fell land where warriors and warlocks battle abominations for treasure and glory. Welcome, foolish mortals, to the great Eldritch Theatre Dungeons and Dragons Quarantine Podcast.
Oh, all right. Well, Heidi-ho, everyone. My name is Michael Ripley. I'll be the Dungeon Master for today's journey. Basically, I'd just like to welcome all of you listening to Eldritch Theater's first ever D&D podcast. As I said before, I'm Michael Ripley. For those of you who know the theatrical shenanigans of the Eldritch Theater Cabal, you know that over the past year that we've organized a handful of Dungeons and Dragons camps for young and not so young. In fact, the plan was to run an adventure this March, but for obvious reasons that didn't happen. So as we sat in our homes in the smoldering ruins of our plans, the idea for this podcast took root. Anyway, like the adventures we've created before, the one that you're about to hear lives in a kind of pocket dimension of the Eldritch Theater universe, populated by a host of characters that first kind of erupted from Eric Woolfe's demented brain. And I think I'll just introduce everybody right now. I'm joined today by, well, why don't I just say your name and you guys can introduce yourselves. So, Eric.
I'm Eric, and I will be playing Amic Fenris Tesh, a halfling warlock who is cursed with deep insanity.
Deep.
Deep, very deep insanity.
Phil?
Hello, my name is Phil Rickaby, and I will be playing Vessel, a wooden warforged.
Nice. Lisa?
I'm Lisa Norton. I'm the D&D newbie, so you'll hear me asking lots of stupid questions, hopefully fewer than last week. And I'm Asil of Norton, a Scourge Asimar cleric from a distant land.
And last but not least, Adrianna Prosser.
Hello, and I am playing a half-drunk human who would like you to think that she's a sailor, but she's clearly a pirate, and her name is Ruanet Red Prothro.
Or Rue for short. Right?
Yeah, you can just say Rue.
Okay, thank God. All right, so our story begins, well, in a usually quite bustling seaside town. This one is called New Bosford. Things have taken a turn, and is generally the case with turns. The road is led straight up the devil's butthole. And in the span of a week, the river has run dry, zombies have flooded the streets, and soldiers have ordered everyone to stay in their home. Mm. So to make matters worse, you all are at the dentist's, though.
This is the worst.
This is the worst. This is the literal worst.
This is the most terrifying story I've ever heard.
At least I've got insurance.
Zombies and I'm at the dentist? This is a nightmare.
I've got some insurance coverage, so I'm not so upset.
That heavenly insurance plan that really works. That's a good one. Though you call him a dentist, he's really, well, that's kind of reductive. He's also a surgeon, a healer, a barber, in a pinch artificer type for you, Vessel. And over the years, I want you guys to think of him as an individual who has helped you get back on your feet a number of times. So you have a history with this creature.
What's his name?
So there you. His name is Sanguininski.
Of course it is.
And this is his office, and you guys have been there for quite a while, for about a week. you've been sitting there in his waiting room. You've eaten all the mints and you've read the complimentary newspapers like 30 times and just knew Bosford is sick. And though Sanguininsky argues to the contrary, someone is dropping leaflets from the sky and blaming the fleas. And it should be noted that Sanguininsky is proudly a flea. He is a big one. He's like human-sized.
Ugh.
And he's standing there at the door to the little adjoining office that he has to the waiting room there. And he says, "The town is going to shit. Is true thing. This plague is spread to both our societies, min and max. Our enemies would have us turning our backs on generations of mutual prosperity." Also, it's worth noting that Sanguininsky is probably a god. Anyway, that's where we stand. I leave it to you. Please tell me what all of you guys are doing right now as you wait for the apocalypse to subside.
Is it common for a flea to be this large?
That's a very good question. He is not alone. Actually, in this society, fleas are sort of revered. Like, if you can imagine, the flea is considered kind of like the cow in Hindu society. It's considered untouchable, powerful, and dangerous. Like to tamper with the relationship between man and flea is to invite plague. So humans give fleas homage and offer it sacrifice, like dentists and barbers and nurses and surgeons. They literally set a portion of every bloody interaction aside for their flea friends. And in return for this respect, the flea kind do not feed on you. And those races that decline to offer sacrifice, they don't receive such an assurance.
Is the mood turning against the fleas with these leaflets blaming them for everything?
Yes. Some people are starting to blame them because they don't know why the plague has occurred. And there are a group of Phil, you had a question about the fleas, like are there big fleas?
Yes.
And there's like a small segment of society, sort of like monks in a way, though they aren't all monks in a D&D sense. Like they are called the sated, and they have gone through a ritual that makes them about the size of a dwarf, and they are kind of intermediaries between what is referred to as the min, their society, and the max, which is the tall people society. So Sanguininsky is sort of exceptional in that he's more than the sated. He is, as I said before, he's something more. He may be a god.
All right then.
So what are you guys doing?
Well, I hate being at the dentist more than anything in my life, and the fact that I've been here for a week reading magazines drives me a little bit crazy. So I am although to everyone else I appear like a wizened, old, unfit halfling librarian in a mildewed yellow bathrobe. In my own mind, I'm a half elven demigod from 1,000 generations ago. And I will rise up to my full height. I will say, "I'm tired of waiting around in this waiting room. If there are zombies outside, why don't we go out and kill them?" Anyone? I'm just here, just proposing something. You can just stare at me if you want. I don't care. Just sit back down and look at the fish tank.
Sanguininsky says, "I'm liking what you're saying, but I know not who is behind this, and I'm suspecting vampires, even though there be zombies. Long have they..."
I can kill vampires too. I don't care. I just want to kill something.
Well, I have hearing that potentially there is place where you could maybe find vampires who are... There is a nest of vampires that have taken city water supply. they've ceased flow of water at dam. Now vampires selling water in street, water for blood. Right? Servants are telling Sanguininski that vendor like this opens at dusk in Docks district. You must go there. Find out what they're doing.
Sanguinitsky, are you going to stay here or are you going to come with us? I think you might be safer with us.
Oh, no, I'm going to be fine, but you might need help. So he steps away from you guys and he goes to the window that you can see in his office. He opens it up and there's this metal wire that leads from like the upper pane of the window across the street. And he taps this complex code on the wire. And after he finishes, you see a silhouette appear in a window across the way. And there's a short reply on the wire that you guys can basically hear. It's sort of like Morse code. And that silhouette steps back into the darkness. And Sanguininski steps to the side. And suddenly a figure bursts out that window and rockets across the street and almost with zero sound flies through the window, through the doorway, and does like an Aikido roll to its feet silently in between you all. It stands up and gives a deep bow to Sanguininski and says, "My lord." And Sanguininski nods and he says, "Everyone, allowing me introduce. He is, as you can be seeing, one of the sated. He will be joining you on your mission." So this, you're looking at one of the sated. He's this dwarf-sized sort of flea man with intricately painted, like his chitinous natural armor has been painted a deep sort of indigo blue, and his legs have been painted a bright gold, and his legs are gigantic. He's really like half legs.
I just want to be sure I got your name right, because when I was a young man, everyone was named either David or Kevin. Can you repeat your name?
Pitch.
Kitch?
Pitch. Just call me Pitch. Just call me Pitch.
Pitch. All right. Does everybody have their pitch?
Son of a
Pitch. I'm sorry. I hope that's not racist. I don't want to. I'm trying, but everybody I know is David or Dave, Andy.
You want to?
Very old.
You can call him Dave. He tells you that it's all right if you want to call him Dave.
All right, Dave.
I insist on Pitch.
Okay.
We will not call him Dave, not on my watch.
Pitch. All right.
What do you?
So fine, take us to the vampire nest.
What do you think, Rue?
Well, I think you're out of mouthwash because I drank it all, and that thing's worth shit. So yeah, let's move on.
And Vessel, what are you doing?
Vessel has been sitting, it's been a long time. He's been sitting in his chair, cradling his lute, which is a normal sized lute, but against his hulking form is quite small, and his fingers are too big for the strings, and he's just occasionally picking out what he thinks is a tune, but he doesn't understand music, and he looks up for a second, and he says, "Did someone say vampires?"
I'm so glad you clarified, because I was thinking loot, Loot.
And I'm so glad you stopped playing. Please, let's go kill something.
All right.
I've been busy gathering some dentistry equipment, some
great.
masks and some anesthesia and various drugs, which I don't know what they do.
There are lots of tongue depressors.
I'll take some of those too.
Are there masks?
Yes,
Because
I've
I
gathered
don't want to
some
go out
masks.
without a mask.
Okay. You all have little masks with the Sanguininski's Dental Emporium logo right on there.
Yes, I distribute the masks among us.
It happens to just sort of fit over Vessel's nose, and they're quite tiny. for him, but he makes an attempt just to make everyone feel better.
Vessel,
So I'll make it clear that no Warforged have been affected by the plague that has overtaken the city. In fact, New Bosford is split into kind of two areas. There's a quadrant called Old Bosford, which used to be kind of a hoity-toity part of town, but because of these poisonous gases that, for reasons that we don't understand and are unable to do anything about, these gases were seeping up into the homes of the people that live there and poisoning them. So that whole area was abandoned, and now that area that is referred to as Old Bosford is inhabited by your kind, Vessel, because you guys are immune to the poison.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's also a place where undead do fairly well. And I won't get into it much more than that, but there are pockets within Old Bosford that even Warforged don't tread. So you guys gather up all your tongue depressors and cotton swabs and Q-tips, and you head on down.
And anesthesia.
And anesthesia, which does not exist.
God damn it!
It would really be something more like a morphine-esque liquid, wouldn't it?
That's exactly what I meant.
How Segwinski's saliva actually is a topical anesthetic that he uses.
Of course.
And it's just a matter of opening up and he'll spit into your mouth and it's totally fine.
Ew. It's actually quite pleasant.
It's a blessing. It is. It's warm. It tastes like bubblegum. It's great.
I'm not drunk enough to make out with a flea. Let's go.
So, all right. So you guys are heading down to the docks district.
Are we zipping out the window?
No, you can just go down the stairs.
I will take the stairs.
It is, if you want to go out the window, you are welcome to try.
That's all right.
Do you want to go out the window?
No,
we're following
with the little one.
What's his name again?
Pitch.
Pitch
has this long, it's like a glaive in his hands, and he's got a very stern expression for a face that maybe has that's capable of only two expressions. But there's something in his body language and his decisiveness that makes it clear that he wants to get down to business. So he turns very, very regimentally and heads on down the stairs. The sun is starting to set, and the shadows are very long. The streets of New Bosford are empty. You know, what was once a bustling kind of seaside destination with like a university and a port has been reduced to a ghost town. And everywhere you look, there are signs of the plague. There are carriages that occasionally you'll come across with city watch, and crews of armed support kind of trot along the street looking for people who've turned into zombies. And there's Vessel, you recognize a few acquaintances, these fleet-footed Warforged kind of messengers who occasionally intercept these carriages and spark a flurry of activity. And you see on more than one occasion, everyone on these carriages draw their swords and then charge forth to take care of business. As you move closer to the water, the buildings become more industrial, and at the edge of the docks district, in the shadows cast by the massive wall that separates New from Old Bosford, you see a crowd of about 100 people standing in line, and there are armed thugs wearing bloodsuckers, which are these like wide-brimmed hats worn by day-walking vamps and people who would really love to be a vampire. They're patrolling the area like strutting crows. And at the front of the line, a nurse in a red outfit is drawing blood from one of these humans. And there's an empty water jug that stands ready for a fill up from a hose that's connected to a nearby tanker truck. So you can see that they are actually exchanging water for blood. So I imagine you guys are you're approaching what is a bit of a quad. You're coming from a side street that kind of meets the square at a corner. There are two thugs that flank the entryway into the quad, and it is beyond them that you see the nurse and a few other things. But you're down the road maybe about 100 feet, and the thugs haven't noticed you yet.
And the thugs are human thugs, or the thugs are Warforged thugs, or?
You can't tell precisely from where you're standing right now. They could be human. They aren't moving with the blurry, sometimes impossible grace of a vampire, but they're dressed the part.
When you said exchanging water for blood, they're pumping water into people's veins?
No, like people are giving blood, and then there are these jugs. Some people actually brought their own jugs, but in exchange for a pint of blood, people, as per the rumors that Sanguininsky heard, people are getting water in return.
I see.
I don't feel that this is a very good deal.
No, it's not a great deal.
Oh, no, I feel this.
People need water.
Drinking water.
But so then I am going to use my warlock ability to cast Disguise Self to change myself from a withered old halfling in mildewy yellow robes into like a more gothic looking human-esque vampire thing, like a teenage goth. I want to make myself look like a teenage goth.
And Nesbit is invisible right now, I assume.
And Nesbit, yes, Nesbit, my imp familiar, who I believe to be a golden phoenix from another age, who I've asked to paint himself gold and wear a cardboard beak in order to appear more like a phoenix. In fact, I'm going to ask him to turn yourself into a raven, because that's pretty gothy. A teenage goth with a raven on his shoulder is pretty good. And then I will turn to my compatriots and I'll say,
let's just talk them up and see if we can figure out what's going on.
What do you guys think?
I would like to prep my rapier, because if anything, there's zombies about. Even if these vampires are going to give us an okay time. Grubble, grubble.
Okay.
I'm likewise going to get my dagger ready.
Okay. And what are you doing, Vessel?
I am skeptical of these vampires, but I keep my sword, my arm blade ready, just in case.
Okay.
And I will follow the Gothic god's lead.
So there are two.
all right.
There are
So
two
then I will-
that you could approach, Hammock. You can approach one on the right or the left, and the street is quite wide. It's about 30 feet across, so you have a choice.
So then I'll approach the one on the left, and I'll say, I have, as a warlock, I have, like, mind-ready touch abilities.
You have
don't I?
what touch abilities?
Well, I can, like, I can speak telepathically.
Oh, yes, you
which
can.
seems
You
like
can choose a
gothy thing
person
to do,
that
right?
can hear your thoughts for sure. Yeah.
So I'm going to choose the guy on the left, and I'm going to say, like, just in his mind,
Hey, dude, what's going on? I think death is cool. What are you guys up to?
You are the worst.
So
Oh,
he's
no.
standing there.
Oh no, he's fucking it up, Red.
He's
yeah.
No, it's going to be great. Just trust me. I understand the youth of today.
so as you approached I don't know what you want to call him, the goth thug wannabe vampire with the large hat. As you approach him, he tries to adopt what he thinks is the most vampire-esque pose that he can come up with. He kind of leans against the wall like he doesn't care, and opens his jacket in a way that shows that maybe if he really wanted to, he could turn into a bat. Like, it's just that easy. But the moment you speak into his mind, he becomes 100% scared human, and at first he doesn't quite believe it's coming from you. and looks around. He looks immediately back to the nurse in red over at the table. Could you do a roll to tell me if you notice anything at this moment?
That would be a perception-y roll. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I noticed much.
You notice that he looks okay.
It was a 9.
Well, I don't think you need to be Sherlock Holmes to see that he's like deferring to her. You don't really notice anything about her other than that she's wearing red and seems to be in control. And Vessel, you're right next to him there?
Yes, I am right next to him. I'm giving my best intimidating stare at this young gothic wisp of a man.
So Amick, are you full human height?
Yeah, unless they try to knock off my hat or something.
He's not actually looking you right in your eyes because you're down there, right? As you look at him, he's looking above your head, and looming above your imaginary head is the large, rather stern-looking figure of Vessel, who is brandishing his arm blade, and it's glinting in the dusk. And he's like, "Oh, hey, hi, wow, cool that you're here. We really love it when you guys. What are you checking up on us? What's going on, man?"
I'm gonna say right in his brain. I'm gonna say, "Yeah, totally, dude. We're checking up on you. How's it all going today in terms of the big plan?"
It's going great. I'm kind of in charge of the operation here. I'm kind of in charge.
Well, then give me your full report as if I'm an idiot and don't know anything.
Like, do you have like your badge and stuff?
Yes.
Cool. So,
but how dare you ask me? How dare you ask me?
okay,
Don't you know who I am?
Roll a deception check for me.
That would be a 23.
Okay. He's going to try and see. Okay, he rolled a 7. So
see?
I mumble, I can't believe this is working.
It's like, all right, so I totally believe you, man. Like 100%. Here's the thing. Last time, some guy, like, whatever, it happens. Sometimes people are like, hey, give me all your money because I'm your boss, right? And someone who's not me, definitely not me, would like give their money to that person because they were like collecting or whatever. Like, anyway, I was told if I don't, like, and I'm really sorry, man. Like, but if I don't, like, if you just got to show me the badge, or else they said they would just drain me of my blood, right? I'd like if it was up to me, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Like, here's the plan, like 100%. Like, Neferata is anyway.
Am I allowed to approach and do something now to help?
Sure. Go ahead.
I see that the very able Amick seems to be running into some trouble. And I raise up my 5-foot frame and approach. And I use my command spell to speak a 1-word command to this creature. Right. I say, obey.
So does he have to do a saving throw?
I don't know.
It's okay. I think he does.
Oh, wait. That's not one of the words. The words are approach, drop, flee, and grovel. I didn't know there were specific words.
No, don't sweat it. Yeah.
You can do anything.
All right.
You could say, you could say,
talk.
Obfuscate.
All right, I'll say talk.
See, like, that is kind of vague. He's already
all
talking.
Right, fine. 1. Oh, obey.
Obey was good. Obey was good.
Obey. Okay, so he's gonna. What is your spell? What is your spell DC?
My spell what?
So 12. So right at the top, you see it says
Oh, yeah,
spells.
got
and
it.
says-
Save DC.
So 12.
12.
So he rolled a 14.
Shite.
So he has a moment where he's like, he sees you come up and, but he notices maybe that you're not as gothy as Mr. Dude with a Raven.
I'm totally fucking gothy.
But you don't have a raven, right?
Angels are
I'm
never
tiny
gothy.
with
Rick
black skin and green eyes.
I guess you're not gothy in the way
I'm too old.
Steve
Just
wants,
say it. I'm
maybe.
too old.
Yeah, maybe too old. He resists your command.
Shite.
Unfortunately,
I
anyway, you walk up.
I am. Vessel is getting a little impatient. Vampires are something that he would very much like to be killing right now. And he looks at this young goth and he says, "You say the vampires will drain your blood. I could do so and it would be far less pleasant."
So you say that rather loudly, and the woman in red, who's been watching this kind of go down, she gets one of the thugs to step in front and hold the line back, and then she takes a walk down to say hello. She's like, "Can I help you, friends? Oh, you don't have water jugs, I see. Oh, no problem. If you donate 2 pints, we'll throw in a jug for free, minus the offering to the Sanguine Lord, of course."
Oh, of course.
So she's looking at all of you now. She's taking you all in. You feel like you definitely get the sense, I'm not going to tell you how you feel, but you get the sense that you are being itemized. And she says, we're providing a service. The water supply is drying up and people are thirsty. My boss understands thirst.
And who is your boss again?
Who's asking?
I am. I'm a seal of Norton, a traveller. A traveller from afar. I don't know the ways of your people. I've arrived here in the middle of this scourge and I'm trying to find my way.
Oh, well, this terrible plague has befallen the city, and we felt it was it was in the best interest of the city to perform a service to kind of give back, as they say. The plague, right? It's not good, and people need water, and we need blood. So there you are.
Actually, my friends, the position seems completely reasonable. I'm not sure, we were going to start a big fight, but I don't see why. It's a perfectly reasonable transaction. Do we know that they were the problem? Where's the bug? You, Pitch.
So Pitch comes forward. He's very, very gentlemanly. He approaches the nurse, who, when she sees him, gives him like the required deference that everyone in the society offers to the sated. She gives him a deep bow, and she says, "Thank you, sir, for blessing our endeavor. As you can see, we've been taking the offering to ensure that the Sanguine Lord is satisfied." And she points to a shelf behind where she was taking the blood, and you see that there are a number of small vials with a portion of blood in each, all neatly in a row. Pitch is about to say something when he turns and he looks off to his right. Could everyone roll a perception check for me?
I have rolled a 6.
So Vessel,
I'm not smart.
You really enjoy the cobblestones. They are
the
most
craftsmanship of these cobblestones is the finest in all of old Bosford, New Bosford.
What about you, Rue?
I rolled a 15.
Okay.
I'm right behind her, I am perceiving a 14.
Okay. So Rue, Asil, Amic, and Kapitch, all of you hear a familiar kind of tap, 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 sort of Morse code coming from a metal. You can't quite make it out 100% because it's blocked off by some stacked crates. There are bars on a heavy metal door. Anyway, there's this. It reminds you of the tapping that you heard Kapitch make to Sanguininsky back at the dentist office, but it is coming from that shack. And Kapitch is listening intently. He understands what is being tapped out, and he looks back at the nurse, and he says, "How dare you? How dare you?"
I have to kill them.
And he takes out his glaive, which is attached to his back, and he brings it up to threaten the nurse. All of you need to roll initiative.
Oh, it's going down now.
Can I quickly use my awakened mind to say,
Hey, Kapitch, what the hell is going on? Quick, tell us.
Can I just use my loud voice and say the exact same thing?
He says, not taking his eyes off the nurse in this kind of quick moment before things get hairy, he says, "She has one of the sated locked up in the corner."
Oh, no.
Okay.
She's kidnapping fleas. Damn it. All right.
So here we go. Amic, you actually go first. What you gonna do?
all right, well, I am going to Eldritch Blast the nurse in red.
Oh, okay. All right, go for it.
Not going to waste any time.
She's right in front of you. So she's right in front of you. To her left is, let me just give a lay of the land for you all. So to the left, like you guys are all kind of gathered in where the roadway meets the quad, and you've come up to the left-hand side, and this is where you're having your exchange with the nurse and the one thug. There is another thug to your right, about 10 feet away, and then across the quad next to the table where they were taking the blood, and where everyone now, having seen swords drawn, the humans that were in line are starting to scream and run away, stands one thug. To the left of the table, next to some crates, is another thug. And then about 20 feet up against the wall that continues on beyond the thug that's just immediately to the left of the nurse is another thug. So there's 5 thugs in total, and the nurse. Okay. So did you hit?
Oh, I don't know. I actually forgot. I rolled a 24.
You hit.
Nice.
Nice.
And the damage is a measly 5.
Okay.
Wait, where's this shed?
So the shed is the farthest point away from you guys. It's 60 feet away, clear on, like, if we're thinking in terms of north and south and east and west, the shed is at the northwest corner of the quad.
Okay. And when you Eldritch Blast, you just Eldritch Blast everything?
No.
I said no. I just sent it at the nurse. So it's a purple and acid green bolt of protoplasmic beamish light that zaps her with my warlocky powers.
Okay. So you did 5 points of damage?
Yes, I did.
All right. So you take a step to the side, and this arc of arcane energy blasts forth and takes her right in the chest. She spins around, but meets you in the eye and promises with her gaze that you will pay for that.
All right. Well, then, with my awakened mind,
I'm going to say sticks and stones, ready, nurse. Sticks and stones.
Rue, you're up.
All right.
Vessel, you're on deck.
All of this not killing has made me very angry. I go into a rage.
Nice.
While I shout, "Okay, that's it!"
How many hit points do you have, Rue?
32.
Okay.
Oh. So can I rage now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I thought that was a thing. Okay, so I'm sorry. The closest things to us are thugs. I feel like I'm just going to go on a Hulk barrage. Who's the closest thing? I'm just going to be like, blah, 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 and hit the things. So, like, the closest thing is?
Well, you can take a step forward and go for the thug on the right-hand side of the road there.
Amazing.
Okay.
I've already had my rapier prepped, so I would like to stick him with the pointy end.
Go for it.
But I also get another offhand attack, don't I? Does that have to be a weapon, or can I Glasgow kiss him?
Well, you've used your bonus action to go into rage, but the next attack you can use your bonus action to do an offhand attack.
Okay, never mind. I will just use my rapier.
The rapier is really good.
It's so cool.
He sees you walk up and he looks a little scared. He's kind of reaching for his sword as you approach him. His hat falls down over his face and he clumsily pulls it back. Go for it. Roll to hit.
Oh, right. Duh. I should have prepped this instead of eating chips. Here, you can have Foley for dice and Foley for... What? Die, evil thing! D8 plus 5 is 9 hits. Stab!
Nice. So you hit him for 9?
I sure do.
So he's still fumbling for his sword as you come at him with your full-on rage. Did you add your +2 for your rage?
But it was a +7 to hit, and then a 1d8 plus
No,
5.
your damage gets a plus.
Oh, because of raging out.
Because you're raging.
That is an 11.
You have so much damage, Rue. I love it.
So much rage.
So as he's fumbling for his sword in his scabbard, you come up at him, you lash out with your rapier. Where do you cut him? Across the neck, across the chest?
Right in his gizzards, right where he's big and meaty.
You get him. It goes through his leather armor and pokes out the other side. You pull it out with the audible, and he sees his blood spill out onto the ground, and he pees himself.
I literally point and laugh.
He was not expecting this. He thought it would just be a cool, hangout. Get to dress up like a vampire.
Sorry, Dave.
Boss some humans around. Okay, so next, well done, Fessel. You're up.
So this nurse in red is right in front of me, having been Eldritch blasted.
Yes,
is that correct?
You are right.
Well, I am going to. I hate vampires almost as much as I hate werewolves, and so, I with my arm blade, I look her in the eye as I slash her through the throat, attempting to take her head off in one shot.
Oh my God! Go for it.
That would be a 15. Wait.
You hit her.
All right, excellent. Yes, a 15.
Yeah, well done.
All right. And then...
So you step forward and your arm blade, again, catches the dim light from the setting sun, glints off, blinds her temporarily, and you slash her deep into the shoulder, and she cries out in pain.
I do 13 damage.
13 damage? Sweet. Okay, so... she is not looking good. You know by how true you've hit that she isn't a vampire.
Oh shit. Okay.
She's definitely taken the full brunt of your damage, and she's bleeding real blood. Like she's not happy, but she is not a vampire. She casts Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action first. So above your head, there appears a black scythe that is smoking with some sort of dread ethereal mist.
That is so goth.
And she attacks you with it. 24?
That's to hit?
Yeah.
Oh, she hits.
Oh, yeah. So you take Oh, this is sad. You take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And while you are like the scythe cuts down and catches you in the shoulder, and as you are trying to fend that off, she swings simultaneously with her mace. 17?
No.
17 doesn't hit you,
My AC is 17.
so that hits you.
Okay.
Okay. So you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from her mace. So the scythe comes down on your shoulder and she times it perfectly. The mace, which she pulls from out under her cloak, catches you full on in the chest. You take another 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay. That is her move. And who's next? Kapitch. Okay. So Kapitch is only concerned about his friend. So he tries to go across. Unfortunately, that gives an opportunity attack to the priest, to the nurse, I should say. And so she takes a swing and she misses. He hops deftly aside as her mace flits through, and he leaps up into the air. He's a good 10 feet off the ground, and he goes right across the entire quad and lands at the door of the shack, and he peers in the window. It's locked though. He's trying to open it. He's going to do a strength check here.
That's a nice shack. It has a window.
He can't open it. You see him, he taps and clicks something in his language and he tries to force open the door, but he can't do it. All right, that's his move. It is now your imp's turn, Eric.
Nesbit, that's good. So then my imp, who I believe, because in my madness I believe him to be a phoenix from my heroic days of another age.
So, Nesbit, Phoenix, fly! Help the bug open the door!
And I'll send him up to aid in unlocking that door.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, he can't use his aid until his turn comes around, but he will have advantage on the check to open the door the next time he tries. Okay.
Fantastic.
Good play. Now, the thug that you were talking to, Amek, he decides that it's time to grow a pair, and he takes a swing at you with his mace.
Bastard.
He rolls a 9.
And he misses me. I dodge deftly to the side. I am the canicular god, I say, as I jump out of the way of his mace.
Unfortunately, he has 2 attacks, so he swings again.
Oh.
Damn it. So it's not a natural 20, but it's a dirty 20. He hits you with the mace. It comes up. He's swinging upward.
So then I say, I'm a canicular oof, as the mace hits me.
It hits you right in the chin. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as this rather nasty looking, it looks like 4 blades attached in this star formation around a black handled piece of nastiness. It gets you right in the chin.
All right. He's getting it from me next.
And the fact that it hits your chin, where he didn't think your chin was, means that he sees through your disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's another thug's turn. The one that is in front of you, Rue.
Yeah, the one I skewered.
That's right. He's going to try to hit you with his mace as well. On his first attack, he rolls a 9.
Ha!
And on his second, he rolls a 7.
Ha! Literally.
You are doing the dance of the 7 veils, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe it's not that sexual. I don't really need to put you in that. But I don't want to paint that picture. You are moving very deftly, and he is like a drunk man trying to hit you. He doesn't come anywhere close.
Amazing.
Unfortunately, the other 2, there's 3 other thugs.
Oh,
so
Christ.
One comes down to join his pal, and he takes a swing at you.
Bring it.
A 6.
Ha!
Ooh.
Still
But
dancing.
a 23. A 23.
Wow.
So you are you're feeling like these guys will never hit you, but clumsily, as he kind of, maybe he's dropping his mace, who knows? But the clumsiness of the movement is not expected, and the mace comes down hard on your foot, and you take 5 points of damage.
I will only take half of that as I have resistance while I'm in rage mode.
Yeah,
So I stub my toe and I hate you for it.
She gonna kill you.
So the one of the thugs comes to attack Kapitch. The first he takes a swing and he nails. There's a loud gong as the mace goes off of the side of the shed. But as he brings it back, he catches Kapitch and does 7 points of damage.
Shite.
Okay. Kapitch takes it right in the teeth.
Well, mandibles.
Right in the mandibles, right in the fuzzy mandibles. And the last thug, he approaches and he takes a swing at you, Vessel.
Mm-hmm.
He takes 2 swings.
No.
So a 9
No.
and a 7. Both times, misses both times. You definitely avoid his advances. And Asil, you're up.
Well, I've had it with this. Who's within reach?
So there are 2 thugs that are trying to attack Rue.
Oh,
and they
I
are
don't
5
like
feet
that.
away from you.
Well, I'm going to use my inflict wounds spell, and I don't mean the simple little cast one. I mean the second level one.
Okay, right on. Now, is that a touch spell or
That's a touch spell.
Okay, so you step up to.
I step up and I poke him in the eye.
So, is there a save for that? Oh, I think you have to roll to hit for the touch to work.
That's right.
If I'm not mistaken.
And then it says, using a spell slot of second level or higher, the damage increases by 1d10 for each slot level above first.
That's right. So it'll be 4d10 if you hit him. So add 4 to your roll.
Ooh,
So I'm rolling a d.
So roll your d20 and add 4.
That's a 15.
Unfortunately, you miss.
Fucking hell.
Curses.
You go at him.
How can I miss? I poked him in the eye.
You reach out for him, but there's more cloak than person, and he kind of spins back, and you can feel the energy of the spell leave your fingers, but it dissipates in the air next to where his cheek was. Unfortunately, sorry, Asil.
And I swear my worst foreign swear. I say.
And he speaks the language and goes right back to you, which means, "Hey, oh my God, are you from Brooklyn? My God, it's so great! Wow, where can one find a good bagel here?
So
eh?
weird.
Am I right?"
So weird.
Amik, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm mad at the gothic guy who poked me. So I am going to mutter an incantation. Bungui Wagnafu Cthulhu Relay Fatagan, and I'm going to cast Crown of Madness upon him.
Good one.
Okay, Asil.
So he must do a wisdom save.
So rewind, Asil. I was looking at your armor class, not his. So you did in fact hit him.
See, I told you I poked him in the eye.
Move back, you totally. So this weird time warp occurs as we move back. The laws of reality fold in on itself, and the moment is replayed. Instead of missing his cheek, you reach forth. You do touch his cheek, and all thoughts of bagels and connecting with people from far away leave his mind as the searing damage just courses through his veins. Roll the D10 4 times.
8.
Are you kidding? Wow.
I'm
That is so sad.
So I got a bit overconfident there.
That's not right. Oh, that's so sad. Well, it still hurts him. He feels this course of what is it? Necrotic energy?
That's right.
What it just you see the veins in his face kind of pulse with a black light, and he reels back screaming as holding his face where you touched him. He's definitely hurt. Like probably won't survive being hit again.
And I tell him that's just an 8. Imagine a 50.
Imagine. So time writes itself, and we are back.
So was the seal picking on the same kid that I was picking on?
No,
I was picking on one of the ones that was fighting Rue.
The seal's on the right.
Thank you for
next to
saving
Rue.
me.
Fair enough. All right. So I'm still going Crown of Madness because I'm still mad at that guy.
So he's going to roll a wisdom save. Is that what it is?
Yep. And he's going to beat a 14.
He rolls a 13.
Aha! So then the spiky crown of thorns magically pops out of his head.
Okay.
And I'm going to send him to kill the red nurse.
Oh, okay. So she's right next to him. So,
Yep.
All right. And how long does that last?
That lasts until I break my concentration.
Okay, good to know.
Lasts until she's dead.
And the duration is about a minute?
That is correct.
Great. Ooh, nice. So you guys now have someone else on your team, and we are
For a minute.
moving to you, Rue.
All right. So is there
Vessel, you're on deck.
currently a thug that's clutching his eye socket, or is he dead?
The one that's directly in front of you is untouched. The one that a seal hit, who's right next to you as well, he's the one that's holding his cheek where a seal just touched him and made him cry out in pain. Yeah.
But I've already killed one?
No.
Oh, where'd that guy go? I want to finish the job. Literally just standing here going, where'd he go?
It was the same one.
Oh, it is the
was
same one. That's what I'm asking. The one with the eyeball.
There's two of them. That's right.
Okay.
So both you and Asila attacked the same guy. That's why he's so low.
Oh my God. And he's not dead yet? And I literally say, why aren't you dead yet? So I get
He kind of shrugs and he's like, I don't know.
the blood is gushing.
Right.
You're getting it on me. So I would like to, because I get a double hit this time, right? Because I don't have to prep anything.
You can use your offhand to do a
Wait,
bonus.
dagger and rapier. Here we go.
Go for it.
So I would like to just cut off his head now, just by crossing my arms. So having the rapier and the dagger just go and just like garrote him. Let's do a little rolly roll here. And rapier says, "Oh, math is 18."
Oh yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Do you want me to do the dagger right away?
Sure. Yeah, do both hits.
Okay, one's a D4. Okay, and then 12.
Yeah, you hit with both. So roll damage.
I'm so excited. Do they both get a +2 because I'm rageful?
They get a +2 to the damage, yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, so then 4 + 8 is 12.
That's your total?
That's my total is 12. Oh wait, plus 5 no, it's fine. I should stop eating chips and look at my stats. You realize I put myself on mute so I can just eat chips constantly.
And so many chips.
They're really good. They're Korean barbecue. 6 + 2 is 8. 2 + 2 is 4. + 5 is 12 + 5 is 17 hits of damage.
17.
Ah!
Okay. So you kill him.
Yeah,
How do you kill him? Describe his final moments on this.
Literally, very easily place one arm. Like I just like I I fan over, cross from left to right and right to left, making a cross of my arms around his neck and saying, "Why won't you die already?" And just very easily cut off his head as he's so confused and spurting more blood.
He reaches out to the nurse for help. She's completely distracted and ignoring him. The last expression on his face before you cut his head off is one of like unrequited love, but it didn't happen. You ripped his head from his shoulders. And all of you are now covered in a fountain of blood that emits from his open is the open wound where his head used to be. So you, Asil, and Rue have one thug traumatized standing in front of you. And Vessel, you're up.
I dance in the blood of our enemies! And
What the heck?
Did you say you dance in the butt
blood.
of our enemies?
I dance in the blood of our enemies.
Oh, the blood.
And which is
It's
sometimes
on the butt,
their
but
butt.
mostly it is spurting from their empty neck holes. I finish off the nurse. Yes.
Attack the nurse. Okay, go for it.
21.
Oh yeah, you hit him.
9 damage.
That is exactly how much life she had left. So how do you kill her?
Her head didn't come off last time, and so this time I hack at her neck until it comes off.
She holds up right before you hit her. She holds up her finger like she's about to make a really salient point, something that could have no doubt meant a great deal to you all. But your blade cuts through her finger and without hesitation slices through her pale neck, flips back like a Pez dispenser. And her arm drops to her side and her body crumples to the ground. Dead. Well done. And that brings us to Kapitch, who's going to, with the help of the imp, try to open the gate here. So let's see. Okay, with advantage. He rolls a 19. So he puts one leg up. You see him. Who can see him from here? Asil? From the corner of your eye, you see Kapitch put one of his gold painted large legs up against the side of the shed, and in one motion rips it off its hinges and casts the door aside.
Nice.
Standing there is a very emaciated, sort of gray, kind of pale looking version of Kapitch, just barely able to stand up, kind of holding itself up, two arms against either side of the door frame. So next up is Nesbit. So Nesbit used his action to help, which means we are at the thug that is next to Kapitch, and
Can I
go ahead?
He was going to kill the nurse, but can I switch that, given that the nurse just died?
No, this is the other thug. This is the one that's next.
Oh, this is the other
This
thug.
is the one
Okay.
that's next to Kapitch up at the shed. So he's going to take a swing at Kapitch. He swings twice. He hits him with the first, and he does 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Kapitch isn't even paying attention as the mace comes and cracks him hard against the back. Now we move to the thug that was going to attack the nurse. So who does he attack?
So then I'm going to choose the. There's still a thug on a seal, right?
On me and Rue.
There's one that's even closer that is attacking Vessel.
I don't care about that one. I care about the one that's on a seal because I have amorous designs on. So I'm going to command my thug to attack the one that is attacking the seal.
All right, he'll attack. So he blows past you, Amek. avoiding the opportunity attack from Vessel, and he goes behind you, and then Asil, you see the thug fly by you. Maybe there's a moment where you think he might attack you, but he doesn't even like take a second to like acknowledge that you're there. He just goes for the other goth big hat wearing dude and swings hard. He misses the first time. He misses. Oh no, he hits the second time, and he does 5 points of damage. So the mace comes down. His friend is startled at first. Is like, Sam, what are you doing, man? Hey, wait, no, I'm on your side, I'm on your... And he just clocks him right in the jaw with the mace. Okay, so next up is Buddy, who was just hit. So he's like, chill, dude, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't know she was your sister. And then he takes a swing at Rue. Mm-hmm. He swings and misses the first time. Ha! But it's a 23 on the second time.
Ouch.
So slam against the wall. Brick dust flies into the air, which maybe disorients you for a second because he brings it back and he catches you on the left shoulder, and you take 6 points of damage.
I'll take only 3 of those because I'm still enraged.
You're so ragey.
So raged out.
The last thug who's in front of you, Vessel, you see Sam is attacking Dave and is like, yo, Sam, what the hell? Dude, these are the bad guys. And he takes a swing at Vessel. 14 misses. And one more. Ooh. 18. And you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. He brings it under. He hits you right in the chest, like underneath the arm. And he's like, see, that's how you do it, man. These are the bad guys, right? Asil, you're up.
I'm worried about Vessel. I'm going to throw my dagger at the guy who's attacking him.
Okay, go for it.
I will. Well, that adds up to a 14 then.
Oh, you hit him.
Right. I've thrown my dagger in his eye.
Okay. Roll a d4 and then add 1.
Unfortunately, that's only a 3.
That's not bad for a dagger. So your dagger comes and he's just been hit by Vessel, and your dagger comes up and hits him right in the arm. It sticks in his arm and he pulls it out.
No, his eye. It's in his eye.
It's in his eye? I think you'd have to roll better than that to hit him in his eye.
He has really strong eyes.
He does. He's wearing shades because he's that kind of goth. He's the Corey Hart of goths, and he's wearing his sunglasses at night.
Off his sunglasses, unfortunately. But the sunglasses kind of nick him in the corner.
They kind of shatter and they cut his cheek, and he's like, man, those are like Ray-Bans, dude. Okay.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
So we're back up to you, Amick.
Well, then I will, I guess I'm just going to have to keep my spell going.
Okay. You don't have... Right. You can cast a spell that isn't concentration. If you want.
I can do something else? I don't have to keep concentrating?
No, you do, but you can't cast a spell that is also a concentration spell.
I had no idea. Well, that's fantastic. Well, then I guess I will Eldritch Blast just a random goth.
Okay. So
I will Eldritch Blast the goth that is picking on the bug.
Oh, okay. You're going to have to move up about 20 feet to get clear view because there's some crates that are sort of blocking the way. But so you do that.
Does a 13? Is that going to do anything?
You got him. You hit him.
Woohoo! All right. And then it appears to be an 8.
Okay, so he does not expect your attack at all. His focus is 100% on Kapitch, who's just ripped the door from the hinges. He's dodged out of the way. You can see he's sort of proud that he avoided damage from the door as it slams against the crates. But you blast him hard, right in the back with the Eldritch Blast, and it spins him around, and he sees you, and he suddenly realizes that they're outnumbered, and his boss is dead. He's not. He's got a very worried look on his face. Rue, you're up.
Okay. Who's alive? And I want to hit it.
So there's the guy that's right in front of you.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, and then his buddy is wailing on him, so he's very confused why his buddy is trying to hurt him.
Amazing.
But yeah, there's the guy that's right in front.
Sam and Dave, you knew they were going to break up sooner or later.
They promised that they'll quit crime and become a singing duo, but Motown doesn't exist.
Well, I'm going to hack and flash. Well, actually, hack and point because it's a rapier.
All right, go for
Out
it.
there, I do know the difference. Sticking with the pointy end. 18 plus 7 is 25. And the dagger is 10 plus 3 is 13.
So you hit both times.
Roll damage. Rolling damage. And everything's a +2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. 1 plus 2 is 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. Ha!
Okay. So he's still reeling from the fact that his longtime singing partner and karaoke friend, Dave, or is it Sam? I think it's Sam, has just come at him with his mace. His focus is entirely on him, and both your rapier and dagger skewer him. You actually can feel them sort of meet inside his body. There's a moment of like you're, cooking something in the wok, and you pull them out again. He looks at you. That got his attention. Vessel, you're up.
All right, this guy, is he within Armblade's reach?
Oh yeah, he's right. You have a guy who's facing you right now who's barely been touched.
I got to take care of that.
Yeah.
So this guy, what is he doing right now? This guy who's barely been touched.
He's ready for your attack. He's just saw his buddy kind of flip around and go attack his karaoke friend. Though you can tell that there's some doubt in his face because his boss has just died. But anyway, he's ready to face you. He thinks
he's ready. I strike a threatening pose, like one of those like massive like strongman poses, but the arm blade is coming out of my right arm, and I totally
mirrors you. He read somewhere that if you mirror the person, that you won't get hit.
Oh, so I say, finally a worthy opponent, and I try to take him apart through the middle.
Okay,
that would be a 13.
Oh yeah, you hit him. Oh yeah.
9 damage.
Holy shit. Okay, so he's copied your moves, thinking that this will disarm you and maybe disorient you. Who knows? He doesn't really quite understand the concept. Your blade lashes out, and he's 100% confused. The book said that if he followed those steps, he would be totally fine. Blood starts to seep from a large gash on his left side. He's using his free hand to kind of staunch the flow. And we go to Kapitch. He's worried the thug might attack his new friend, so he steps in between and he attacks him with his glaive just to protect his friend. So hold on. Oh, damn it. He swings wildly. The glaive crashes into the crates and doesn't hit the guy. All right, which brings us to Nesbit.
Okay, so well, what can Nesbit do? Can he have an attack of his own? He can't play in combat.
He can. With your pact as a warlock, you can use your bonus action to command him to attack using his reaction. So he can attack.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, then I will
Uses your
send
bonus
him
action.
after as my bonus action. So then I will send him after the goth kid who's picking on the seal.
Okay, so he's invisible. So when he's not attacking, he goes invisible. That's basically the imp's MO. So he can leave
Could he use his fear attack? I would like him to use his fear attack.
his fear attack.
Well, he can't imps cast fear, or is that Quasits?
His sting is his big thing.
Well, then let him sting.
Okay. And he rolls a 23.
Wow, that's my boy.
And
Go, my phoenix, fly!
So which one is he's going for the one that's attacking a seal?
That's right.
Okay. So he does 7 points of damage. All right. He's not looking good. Not only is his friend beating up on him, but this imp appears, bamfs out of nowhere next to him, and with its tail lodges a stinger right into his throat and then promptly disappears again. Which brings us to the thug that is next to Kapitch. He takes a swing at Kapitch, who is, as I said before, he's protecting his buddy. He rolls a 21. Uh-oh. And he does 6 points of damage. Kapitch is not looking good. He's trying to stand firm, but you can see, let's see here. Amik, you can see Kapitch is having a hard time standing up. Okay. We move now to the thug that is facing you, Rue. And he swings at you with his mace.
Great.
A 9. He misses for the first time. And a 10 the second time he misses. So both times. Now his friend Sam is like, "That's not how you do it. This is how you do it. I never liked your singing voice anyway. You were dragging me down." He rolls a 16 and hits his friend. He hits him twice.
Wow, Sam.
There's tears rolling down his face. There's like a little part of him that doesn't want to hurt his buddy, but it doesn't matter because he kills his friend.
Yeah, buddy. Pat him on the back.
God damn you. I hate you so much. I love you. I hate you. I love you. And he's dead. He's beating the first swing killed his friend, and the second swing pops his head like a rotting eggplant on the ground.
Wow.
He's dead. He kills his buddy. And then the last one attacks you, Vessel.
I am ready.
17?
That just hits.
And a 15. So you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. He's like, "No! Dave, no!" He misses the first time. He brings it up with 2 hands and he clips you on the chin for 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Damn.
Asil, you're up.
All right. Well, first, in an ideal world, I'd like to. There's still a goon attacking Kapitch, yeah?
Yes.
I would like to stab him or throw. What do I want to do? Throw a dart at him.
Okay.
And then I want to use my healing word bonus action on Kapitch, who's not looking good. Can I change my mind and hit him with something else?
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go with my fucking crossbow.
Yeah!
Which has a range
Much better.
of 80 feet.
Great idea. Use your bonus action to cast Healing Word and use your action to use your crossbow. Go for it.
All right. Crossbow 13 plus 3.
You hit him.
16. Crossbow at the guy who's attacking Pitch.
You hit him. He's focused on Kapitch, and your crossbow bolt slams into him. How much damage?
Damage 5.
Okay. So your crossbow hits him, and he falls to the side. It looks like he might not get up, like he might just continue to fall down, but he's barely hanging on. He's almost dead, but he's able to pull himself straight. He's hanging on by a thread, though.
While he's lying there, pulling himself straight, hanging by a thread, I cast a healing word spell on Pitch.
How much do you heal him?
1d4 plus 2. I heal him a 6. I'm not rolling well today.
Sad.
Okay. He's looking better. Well done. And we now move to...
I don't even know him. See how generous I am. I hope someone's appreciating this.
So your healing word, like, it's literally the voice of an angel. You kind of whisper it. It cuts through the air. It comes to his ear, and it fills him with vitality. He recognizes your voice instantly, looks at you, and he gives a nod of his head and pulls his glaive ready to slam into the thug in front of him. Amik, you're
and
up.
The word was spaghetti sauce.
He doesn't know what it is, but it made him feel good, so he's suddenly very hungry for reasons he doesn't quite understand. You're up, Amik.
Okay, so I still have Sam the Goth under my control, right?
Yep.
And then there's the Goth. How many Goths are left?
3.
3. Okay. So and the one fighting there's one that's only sort of wounded, right?
So you're in the center of the quad. Up near the cage is one thug who's barely hanging on. He's the one facing Kapitch. And then there's one closer to where you first engaged the nurse, right by the entry into the quad. That's the one facing Vessel, and he's quite healthy.
But he's been hit.
Yes, he has been hit, yeah.
Okay.
And then the last one is the one under your power. And he's standing right next to a seal.
Okay, so the one under my power, I am going to send to the one that is almost dead, who's fighting Kapitch.
Okay.
The one that is fighting, the one that is fairly healthy but has been wounded, I am going to now cast Toll the Dead on.
Oh, okay.
So he must make a save of wisdom.
Okay. He rolls a 4.
He rolls a 4 and fails the save badly. And he will then take a measly 4 hit points.
He only had 3. So the spectral...
So he withers away, his skin falls off as the bell of death tolls above his head. His skin rots away, leaving only bone that then collapses in a pile of dust.
Nice. So your buddy who went up there to attack him is really disappointed. He was all ready to just lay into him, and he dies before he can reach him. So he's now next to Kapitch, and the next person up is Rue.
All right, I want to kill it. Do it.
I want to kill it. I want to smash
So Rue, there's the one next to Vessel you can go try to attack.
I will definitely do that, please.
Okay.
Dagger and Kraken's eyelash. Stab. 7. That's 18 for my rapier.
Oh, yeah.
And that one, 16 on my dagger.
You hit both times.
Bam! Stab and slash. 9 plus 6 is 15! Stab, stab! Woo!
So you nearly kill him. He was so focused on Vessel. You blindside him with your rapier and dagger. You charge into him with your Storm Thunder rage, crackling. Are you going to use your extra rage electric bonus?
Oh my god, I mean, I feel like I should. This seems like some kind of finishing move. Yes, please. I would like to do that. I kind of forgot that I was that awesome.
You literally have a storm cloud kind of wreathed about you. There are arcs of electricity coursing around your hands and along the hilt of your sword towards the tip.
Yep. All right, let's release the beast. What do I have to do for that? That's my bonus action. Right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
When activated, one creature of your choice in the aura, so you would choose him, has to do a dex saving throw, and if he fails it, does the full damage for 1d6. So roll your d6. So first he's going to roll to see if he takes full damage. So
I think before you do this, though, you're supposed to look at him and say, "I choose you."
Why?
Because you're Lisa Simpson.
Apparently, as long as I'm not Ralph Wiggum. I mean, come on, I'm badass looking out here. I am not Ralph Wiggum. Go banana.
Be my Valentine. He looks at you.
Go banana.
He rolls a 2.
Amazing.
He literally rolls a 2. So roll your d6.
Okay, which is 2.
Okay. So you don't kill him.
After all that.
I know. But he's, like I said, he's barely hanging on. As your rapier and dagger, as you extract them from his body, there is this arc of lightning that comes out and leaps into his gaping wound. There's a definite smell of cooking blood, and he is barely hanging on. He can barely stand up. He's losing.
Can I kick him to the nearest of my party and say, "Finish him"?
Well, Vessel's right there.
Amazing, finish him.
Go for it, Vessel. He's right in front of you.
I will finish him.
Thank you. Okay. KO.
I might not, actually. That was a really shitty roll. That might be really disappointing.
Come on, Vessel, have some self-confidence.
7.
So that misses, but you do have action surge, right?
I do have action surge.
Yeah.
I will use that.
Okay, go for it.
And then I will try again to finish him.
Oh, no.
11.
That hits him.
Yay!
That just hits him.
And that would be 13 damage.
Okay. You hit him really hard. He's barely hanging on. Your damage kills him 3 times over. How does he die? How do you kill him?
So he was did he even see this coming? He was concentrating on Rue.
Yeah, she just cooked his gaping wounds with lightning.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't expect your arm blade to come at him.
So while he's like shaking from the electricity surging through his veins, he's like facing Rue because he was fighting with her, and I just like stab him right through the spine.
Right on.
The arm blade goes right through him like paper.
He crumples over your arm, kind of holds it with the last little bit of energy that he has. He kind of looks up into your face and goes, "Dad?"
What?
And you don't know what it means. You'll never know. So that is your move. Well done. And Kapitch, now it's his turn. Kapitch looks at the guy who just killed his friend and figures he's not going to attack him because he's under some sort of spell. And he starts to administrate to him, like helping him over to a crate. He's feeding him some water. Nesbit's turn.
Oh, well, I'm going to send Nesbit to sting the cultist he was stinging before.
So there's only one thug left.
Isn't that the one he was fighting?
No.
Doesn't matter. That's the one.
So this is the one that's up by the one that's under your spell.
Oh, well, perfect. Well, then.
So Nesbit Bamf appears next to him. So this will use your bonus action. And is he going to try to sting him?
No, he's going to try to knock him unconscious.
Oh, okay.
Well, because, we don't really know what's going on. We're just fighting randomly. And if the emaciated flea can't explain it to us, perhaps we can question
this. If only we had thought about that before we killed everybody else.
Well, it's okay. We only need one.
All right, so he's got to hit first. So let's see how this works.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Unfortunately, he misses.
Nesbit, you rotten phoenix! And I shake my fist and throw dirt at him.
The thug's turn is up. It is now his turn.
And there's no one for him. I can't command him to attack anyone, can I?
Not now.
Are there any human beings left? Random human beings?
They all scattered at the beginning of the fight. They're all hiding away.
That's too bad. Well, if there's no one for me to command him, well, then I'll command him to attack Nesbit.
Right. Okay. Or you could tell him to go somewhere, or you could.
No, I can't. I have to use the spell to make him to attack someone, or he can react normally. So I'm going to have him attack Nesbit because I don't care. Nesbit missed.
So Nesbit sees you command him and gives you a, "Are you kidding me?" look.
You are being punished for missing.
So he swings 16. Does that hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, yeah, that hits him. Okay. And the damage. Oh, shit. So he kills Nesbit. Does 12.
Like a phoenix, you shall rise again.
So Nesbit is like, before he disappears into a puff, into that returning to the dimension from which you summoned him, he does this like 2 fingers, "I'm watching you," and then points back and disappears. So,
all right.
So that to bring him back takes an hour. You have to do another ritual.
That's fine.
And
That's fine.
So the thug now gets to do a wisdom saving throw to see if he's broken the spell. 16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he is now off the spell.
He is free of my power.
It doesn't really matter because Asil, you're up.
Well, first I am leading a brief prayer for our lost friend Nesbit, who was just killed in battle for no particular reason. Who's left?
There's just the guy who's just broken free of the spell.
Oh, all right. What am I going to do to him? I'm all out of magic things, so I have to use all of the boring fighty things. I'm going to... How far away is he?
He's 5.
Where's my accent?
20, 25. He's about 40 feet away.
40 feet away. Oh, I'll have to use my crossbow again. I like my crossbow, so I'm going to do that.
So are you going to try to aim for a spot that doesn't kill him, or you're trying to incapacitate him?
Wait, this is one of the goons left, right?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to kill him.
Okay.
And I've rolled a 15.
You hit.
Plus 3, right?
Oh yeah, no, his armor class is 11. You nailed him.
There we go. They're all dead now.
Oh no, he's got full hit points. He's not.
Ah, fuck him. Well, but I've hit him with an 18.
Okay, and how much damage?
9.
Okay. So he's proud of himself having just shake off the spell, and your arrow comes and like lands deep and painfully into his left shoulder. He reaches up to try to pull it out, but it's stuck in the bone. He's not happy.
Yeah, that's right.
Nicely done. Amek, you're up.
Well, everybody's dead.
No,
right?
He's still alive.
He's alive.
The guy I just...
Oh, good. Oh, excellent.
Oh, well, then I will, what can I do? I'm going to, I will cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on dear old Sam or Dave or whoever he is.
Okay.
I think his name is Tristan.
So he does a
wisdom
saving throw?
Yes, he must make a wisdom saving throw.
So say, hey. Why? Knock, knock. Who's there? Amos who? Amos Skeeto bit you!
And he rolls.
And I cast Tash's
He
hideous
rolls
laugh.
a 11.
I got him.
He looks at you, and there's a brief moment as he kind of pieces it together. Oh, mosquito. He falls flat on the ground. He's completely incapacitated.
And as my bonus action, I will yell, "Quick, team! Tie him up! Tie him up!"
Okay, so Kapitch is right there. He moves in quickly to tie him up. Does anyone want to help?
I'll help.
Totally can help.
Okay, so why don't you roll a strength with advantage to grapple him? You're basically trying to hold him down here. So roll the d20 and add your strength modifier.
My strength modifier is 0, but I've rolled a 19.
Okay, but you could have rolled it twice and chosen the higher, but 19 totally does it. He is
You can roll it
tied up.
twice and choose the higher?
Yes, for this.
If you have advantage.
Because the Kapitch was helping you. Okay, so you've tied this guy up. He's laughing his ass off, but he is he's grappled and he's bound. He's not going anywhere. And we can drop out of combat.
What I'd like to do now is approach Kapitch Senior there and ask him why he was in the shed. What I don't know. Tell us what's happening.
So Kapitch is they have no respect for his station, for his sacrifice. What they were doing is blasphemy. They kept him here. They were using him.
Using you for what?
So he goes on to explain that they were using the other sated, whose name is Lug. Lug was raised by the vampires and was being used. They can detect any poison or disease. So he was essentially quality control for the blood. Any blood that they were getting was guaranteed to not have the plague in it.
So that nurse we killed was really just a nurse?
No, she was a priestess in the employ of vampires who were running this scam. He explains through Kapitch that there is this vampire, this woman named Neferata Parthena Constantia Tizan. Neferata for short. Wow. She and her group have taken control of a dam. And that is why the river is run dry. They're using the plague and the chaos to get free, easy access to blood.
Well, see, because I didn't mind the selling of the water, but blocking the dam, I draw the line at that.
Folks are desperate and they're thirsty, and Neferata, she has the town by the short ones, and unless she can be reasoned with, everyone is screwed.
I also I didn't appreciate that they were trading for water in individual 500 milliliter bottles, which seemed a grave environmental affront.
I love that it's the metric system in this universe.
Of course it is. What else would it be? There is no other system.
Now that he's regained consciousness and stopped laughing, he's very defensive. He's like, yo, here's the thing. Those are all like quarried from, they're all glass, right? All the containers are glass. They're all like, people are paid a good living wage to gather the sand.
Enough of this, Nestle Goth.
Nice. Smack him across the face.
Can you take us to your leader, or must we kill you?
He nods quietly. All right, I'll take you there, but maybe you'll put a good word in for me. Say that I put up a really good fight. I don't know, like Neferata and I, we haven't had the I don't know. There's like a communication breakdown or something like that. I don't know. I'm really. Okay, fine. I'll show you. And he actually pulls out a little piece of paper. He sketches out a map on how to get to the dam.
Well, wait a minute. So all we have to do is follow this
the dam
map, and it will take us right to the dam?
Well, I could be lying.
So then what do we need you for?
No, I'm gonna take out my my silver dagger, and I'm gonna stab him through the heart and say, "For Nesbit!"
And your dagger hits him in the throat, and he dies instantly.
Good riddance.
The map isn't to scale, really, and I don't have a really great sense of direction.
They killed Nesbit, the bastard.
So you have a map. All it is kind of an arrow pointing you to the dry riverbed and telling you to walk until you hit the place where the water has been.
You mean just walk down? You mean follow the river until we find a dam?
Well, that's good enough, right, everybody?
We know where the dam is. We can
It's
see
our
it from
hometown.
here.
We know where the dam is anyway. Why not kill the little
No, we
fucker?
can't. But
We can hear it, probably.
Yeah.
The dam is upriver somewhere.
Hey, everyone. I hear a dam.
Sure.
Can we search the bodies before we have a long rest and go look for the...
You all do. I won't make you roll for it. You find 20 of these. So on the shelf, there's 20 of these price files that contain blood.
Oh, yeah, on the shelf.
So you find there's a longsword that is underneath the table. Looks like someone may have exchanged that for water. It has some runes on it.
Ooh.
And it seems a bit lighter than a longsword ought to be, but unless you cast Identify on it or something like that, you won't really know the nature of it.
Can I Arcana check it?
You can, and you know, like, basically the
It's
Arcana
magic, but I don't know.
Yeah. You can tell that there's something up about it. There's also around the neck of the nurse is a whistle. It has...
I would like to examine this whistle very carefully.
So you look at the whistle, and it has a picture of a flea on it.
Oh. I would like to take this whistle. Someone else can have the magic sword.
Okay.
I go over to the shelf that has the vials of blood, and I begin putting them into a bag.
Okay, great.
Well, hold on. Let's examine the blood first. Is there anything? Because it's probably it's just human blood.
Yeah, they've
got a scam going to steal blood.
They are the offering portion of the blood exchange.
Oh, I leave those then. Where's what about the other blood? The vampires.
Yeah,
the blood that was going to the vampires.
Yeah, that is in a large cistern.
Oh,
that is surrounded in ice.
Okay, I go over to that and I start looking at it, but I'm shaking my head like this is really too bad.
There's a lot there.
How will we return this to the humans who gave it?
Oh, stupid Pinocchio.
Kapitch brings Lug over to it, and he takes a spoon and he feeds some of it to the emaciated Lug, and you can see it. It gives him a little bit of life.
Oh, good. I don't know why, but I like Lug. I feel for him instantly.
He is. He's definitely looking a little bit better. Definitely, he has more energy for certain now that he's been able to have a meal. You also find a small bag with many colorful patches, kind of sewed all together.
Ooh.
An amazing.
Can I would like to examine this bag with the thought to my Arcana to see if I might recognize. And yet I do not know what a bag covered in patches is.
Someone else can have this. It looks just like a bag to me.
I think it might
be.
Who takes the bag?
I'll take it. It could be useful in one of my amateur stage productions at some point.
Someone
else should examine the bag.
An amazing Technicolor dream pouch, perhaps.
So do you open the bag?
I sniff
Yeah,
it.
open the bag.
And I can't believe you didn't open it already, but yes, I opened the bag.
So you open the bag and it's pretty dark inside, dark in a way that doesn't really make sense.
Huh.
Oh, is that a bag of holding?
I wouldn't know because I got a 6.
I don't know what that is, but can I roll some perception or something to find out what it is?
You can search inside it, maybe.
I'll search inside it.
Okay, so you take your hand and you reach, and you expect to hit a point where your hand hits the bottom of the bag, like you're looking through a satchel, but your arm slips further and further until you're up to your shoulder in the bag. And
Oh my god.
At the bottom, you feel a scroll.
I take the scroll out.
So you pull it out. It's a spell scroll, and it is, as you unroll it, you look. It is a spell scroll for healing word.
Oh.
Oh. Well, you already have that. Give that to someone else.
No, I've used this up. Wait.
And also in there, you find 2 healing potions.
Oh. Spread them around.
I will. I'll keep one, but I'll give one to you, Amic, since you want it so badly.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, Amic, you have a regular healing potion that's like 2d4 plus 2 if you want to roll it.
Uh-huh.
And as you search the thugs, in total, as you go through all of them, you guys, you find 16 gold pieces.
All right.
So that's it. You've turned out every pocket. You have a map to the dam, but Kapitch looks at you and says, "Before we go to the dam, can we please take him to the temple, just so I know he's safe? We'll drop him off there, have a rest, and then we can head out in the morning."
I think that's an excellent idea.
Sure, why not? I could use a long rest.
Sure.
Hey, by the way, do you know what this whistle thing is?
You hold it up, and the moment you hold it up, Lug cowers back, scrambles back into the shed.
Huh.
That's weird.
Pitch asks him what's wrong, and goes into the shed. He comes out and he says, "That's a slave whistle. They use that. It sounds at a frequency that only our kind can hear, and it's like having your skull split open with an axe."
Ooh.
All right. Woohoo!
So if you put that in your inventory, it's called a slave whistle. That's
Right.
I guess I'll take the pointy thing since nobody else wants pointy things.
What's the point?
There was a rune-clad light longsword.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. Got a bit of a blind spot here.
At the temple, they may be able to do an identify for you. That's what Kapitch says.
All right.
And he says, "Quick, we'll go to Dom Corvi, to the temple. There we will meet Buck, and he will identify the sword for you." And with Lug under his arm, he heads up the street. And before you know it, you approach the sated temple of Dom Corvi, and it's actually it's pronounced Dom Corvi, and it's this narrow, tall building wedged between 2 warehouses. And standing at the door are 2 sated guards dressed identically to Pitch, and they tap a coded greeting with the hilts of their glaives as you approach. The doors open almost automatically as you get within reach, and you all feel this gust of warm, musky smelling humid air just waft over you. And you step inside the temple. It's dim, and it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust, but when you do, you see that you're surrounded by a densely packed forest of pillars. And one might imagine that this is how it feels to walk through the coat of a dog. They're that thick.
Oh.
All around you hear this kind of synchronized chorus of clicking and tapping before suddenly this figure drops down into the space before you, and that clicking stops. And there, wearing a long robe, the cilia around its long chin is gray and long. It looks at you and gives a courteous bow and says, "Welcome to Dom Coffee, tall ones. I am Buck. Please, how can we help you?"
Well, first, is this a bag of holding?
And that's where we'll end. That's it. That's all you get.
That's
Shut up, Emmett.
the first thing. Is this a bag of holding? Really?
Because I rolled a 6, but I have a feeling.
No, great. Oh, great Flea gone.
I have to ask for next time. Did you say he was a flea thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just like he's like a small version, sort of monkly version of Sanguinensky.
Monkily version?
Yeah, he's like monkish. You know, like
not
a friar,
monkeyish.
maybe. No, not a monkey.
No, not like monkey.